Welcome to the channel, everyone. I am Dr. Mayo with BizCrown Media. Here to talk about some marketing lessons you could learn from the recent US election. Now, it's over, and now we know who won, but I believe that there's some insights that you could gain when it comes to actually looking at this from a marketing perspective. Because why? What do presidential candidates do? They go on a campaign, right? And when you are marketing, what do? You create campaigns. So it lets you know that there's an alignment because they're going on a campaign to market themselves so they can get elected. It's the same thing when you're creating a marketing campaign for a purpose, for a goal that you want to achieve. And this election was actually quite eye opening, is what I like to say, because it was just the data doesn't lie. In God we trust, others bring data. And I'm going to show you the data here that lets you know that, first of all, it's about the fact that, like every other marketing campaign, it's about it being a popularity contest. They're talking about you. There's a likelihood that if you're the one that chatters about, you are going to be the one who gets it. Secondly, is I want to talk about something that I'm calling now screenshot marketing versus process marketing. Screenshot versus process marketing. And screenshot marketing is geared towards focusing marketing efforts towards moments, where as opposed to the process, because in this day and age, we just get so much information that it's all about the moments now. And I'll give you a good example before we go into the data, and you'll see what I mean. Here is when I used to, when I started playing golf, I would just hit the ball randomly or hard as I can so that I can be able to push the ball forward. And at times you would just play in such a whack way, but where your ball would land would be like, whoa, that makes sense. Now, what I'm talking about here is the process of me hitting that ball looked whack. I mean, it went around, it went through the trap, it did this, it did that, and all of a sudden it's next now to the hole. And so anybody who sees that process goes, whoa, that didn't make sense. Like, how did your ball go through the trap and all that? But if I were to take a screenshot, a picture of that moment and send it to somebody, like, look at where I put the ball, that person would be like, whoa, that's screenshot marketing. It's about the moment, not the process. So I'm going to show you some data here. And it'll make sense what I mean now when I'm talking about that. So the first one is, let's look at Trump and Kamala Harris's numbers here. Let me myself. So we are in Google Trends now. As you can see here, we're in Google Trends. So Trump is blue in this instance here, and Kamala is red, as you can see. Now, if you look at it, you will see and you'll notice that right here, there's just a lot of chatter about Trump because, yeah, he's running. And right here comes Kamala. And you see July 21st, 27th, which was around the time, I would say this was around the time that Biden dropped out. So you could see here. And you could see, so there was excitement and Donnie's numbers dropping here. And then as you could see, but as the election started to draw near, you see that as the election started to draw near November, see what happened. There is a gap. You could see that. Who was it that they were talking about more? Donald Trump over Kamala. Now that's the data. Again, that's the data. It shows that if they're talking a lot more about you, maybe you will stand a chance. Now I'm going to take it way back so we can sort of justify this. So what I'm going to do is then let's go to Biden and Trump because that was the previous election. So let's go to Biden and Trump over here. Now in this instance, Biden's blue and Trump is red. But you can see here a lot of talk about Trump. This was in the heat of the pandemic and whatnot. And you can see the numbers over here. These are the past 12 months, actually. This was not the previous election. I'm sorry. These are the past 12 months. Let me go back. Let me say that again. So these are the past 12 months. Now, I'm actually going to go to, let's go over here. Maybe I could get it. Biden and, or is this, let's see, maybe it's here. 2020, this is it. Sorry, this is it. Okay. So this is the 2020 election. You could see here that it was quite competitive, right? Biden's blue, Trump's red. You could see there was really like they were dueling it out. They were pretty close to each other going into there. Now, there was a gap. You could see here Biden 15, 23, but see over here, there's just, there was a good tug going on over here, as you could see. Now, let's go to this was 2020. Let's go to this current year before he dropped out, before Joe Biden dropped out. And as you can see here, this is it. Now, the debate happened on June 27th, which just set off a whole bunch of stuff. That's like right here. You can see they were quite competitive going into the debate. We would say so. And after the debate, a lot of people were like, whoa, maybe I should check out Donald Trump after that. But that didn't stop Biden from rising too. You could see they were both sort of right here where Donald Trump dropped down, and then Biden was a little bit up here. And I would say this was when the Biden dropped out, July 21st, as you could see, you know. So you could see here all the dynamics that was happening. Very competitive, but it kind of gives you an idea. Now, if we were to let's go to Obama and McCain, right? Let's go to Obama and McCain. And you could take this back to Trump and Clinton. Well, let's go to Obama and McCain over here. Now, under Obama and McCain, you could see the chatter. This was 2008. It was almost as if John McCain didn't stand a chance. You can see right here. When it comes to the data, I'm not saying anything else, but look, they were just talking a lot about Obama. Now, look at Romney. This was the second election for Obama. And as you can see, we all know that was quite a competitive election. But you can see the data here. It was dueled out too, as you can see. But towards the election, wow, Obama really took off. And who won that election? It was Obama. Now, I am going to go to, we have Biden Trump here. Let me go to Trump and Hillary Clinton. So let's do Hillary Clinton right here. And what year was that? That was 2016. So we're going to go to 2016 so we could see that data. We'll go to that year. Again, this is Google Trends. And let's look at that data. This was the year. So you see here, Trump, red, Hillary, blue. But look at all that. Look at that. Look at that. So the data even going into it got a little competitive going in there. And yeah, we thought, but look, who was the chatter? Who were they talking about? It's a campaign. It lets you know that in a campaign, you want them to be talking about you. I don't think it's necessarily beneficial that you're at a campaign and you have a video of your competitor at the back or pictures. I'm not sure about that because what it's saying is the more points that you can gain in media over your competitor, the likelihood that you will win if they're talking a lot more about you. It's a popularity contest, as you could see. So the numbers really show that, as you could see here, we could tell in the trajectory. This is Google Trends. This is not even like great, the consultants that they hire and all that data. No, 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 no. This is Google Trends. Just lets you know as people are searching, you get to see all those dynamics happening. Now, what I want to then talk about then, looking at all this, is how did that happen? Because now, again, when we look at these times, our attention spans are so limited. I just did recently a short form content course, and you'll see one of the first things that we highlight there is that you have to grab attention as quickly as possible because right now there's 1,000 more content out there that my eyes are waiting to see and are gonna see. And so the moments that capture are very, very important. The screenshot moments is what I really want to call them now because people can walk away with what they want to walk away of that perception of that picture or of that image. Why? Because we are in times where we just digest information so quick and our attention spans are really, really quick. So think of it. When I say moments, I'll show you some moments here that I thought stood out. And I thought they stood out when they happened. I'm not talking about, oh, after the campaign. I knew what was going on as they were happening. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the McDonald's moment. Now, the whole process, people would say, was like, whoa, what was that? Because the process was when he actually got there, somebody asked the candidate and said, hey, what are you going to do with minimum wage? And he didn't really give an answer, and stuff. And everybody was like, oh, he didn't give an answer. Da, 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 da. Well, it really wasn't about the process. It was about these images. It was about the screenshots. Look at that guy smiling there. This guy's smiling. It was about the screenshots of this guy being in a McDonald's with you. He gets it. Those are the moments. That's marketing for a moment. So it wasn't about him going here, that whole process. If that was what you were focused on, no. This, I believe, was the process. The same goes for the garbage truck moment, you know? Because you could say, look at that. He is in a garbage truck. It's a moment. It's a creative moment that tunes into the times that'll make people talk about you more. So, what does that tell us? That it tells us that digital marketing now really involves you marketing outside for the moments. The processes are inside to you, is what I like to say. And, there's been talk like, oh, it's a propaganda. The other side didn't have enough propaganda or this. And I'm not sure if it's propaganda as opposed to just making sure that it's you people are seeing in different ways. It's you people are talking about when it comes to a campaign. Because those moments are the moments that stick. Those moments are the moments that people can infer on their own. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people are not going to watch the whole video of you being at McDonald's. No, they're going to watch. They're just going to see the screenshot and go, oh, an apron. Oh, that's kind of cool. And in my mind, I will tell you that a million things are going on in my mind psychologically that I'm not saying, but I just accept, like, oh, same thing with the garbage truck. So all these moments that you could look at and go, what the hell is he doing? what was that? Well, you'll totally miss the point. You totally missed the point. So, something to take away from here is that when you are doing your campaigns, we have a chance. We tend there's a tendency to get lost in the campaign and focus on the process. Like, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. 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 But I think you need to highlight that in that campaign, for people to talk about you, for chatter to go on about you, it's about public relations. When you think about people need to be talking about you, what are the moments that you're going to create in that campaign? What are the memorable moments that will resonate with people? What are the screenshot moments that people can take away? Whether you think about it, is it that you're sitting next to somebody that's just like, a big influence? Those are things like that. Like when, for instance, Donald Trump went to go meet Joe Rogan. Yeah, a lot of people listen to that podcast, but a lot of people saw the pictures, just the pictures of both of them talking alone. And you think about it because a lot of people are comfortable with seeing you or a certain person talk to so many people. They're just digested in that. They see that again for a moment. Even if I don't listen to the podcast, it's not about the process, it's about the image. Because so much of our attentions now are fleeting. So if I could grasp it, pass on a message as quickly as possible, and that person moves on. mm, So that's what I just think was so critical and so interesting about this election. I was watching it happen. You could see the numbers. You could almost say, hey, this was going to happen because, again, in God we trust, others bring data. The data will tell you, as long as you infer it the right way, that this is what's going on. So I would say, excuse me, good lessons to learn from this, again, is not to get lost in the weeds of your campaign in this day and age, because you realize, like, you will follow all the processes. Maybe we have to do 4 social media posts. We have to do 3 newsletters. We have to do 2 of this. We have to do 5 of this. We are focused on the process. That's the process. What about we have to do the newsletter, but what's going to be the magical moment in the newsletter? What's going to be the magical moment in the social media post? Because it's now about the moments. It's not about boom, 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 the campaign per se, as opposed to the moments. Because the attention spans of everybody I'm dealing with right now are on fleek. And I have to figure out a way as a marketer to keep that going in their mind so they can keep talking about me. The more they talk about me, depending on my campaign, the more they know about me, the more the chatter about me, there is a likelihood that I'm closer to achieving my goals. And that's what you could see from here. So I hope this was helpful. I hope there's some stuff you could apply to your marketing efforts now, knowing like, hey, it's not just about boom, 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 boom. It's about boom, 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 like a major one. Boom, a major one, in the whole process. And pretty much figure out ways to run with that. Again, I hope this was helpful. If it is, like the video, subscribe to our channel so you can continue to get helpful marketing tips. Till next time, take care.